Доброго времени суток. Всем привет, с вами Элис Джей. И мы отправляемся по сюжету Фонтейна. Я наконец-то решила разродиться этим делом. Я очень надеюсь, что никакие задания другие не будут прерывать меня, не будут мне мешать. Итак, Маскарад виновных, поехали. Начнем потихонечку. У нас там опять какие-то дела в тюрьме. Блин, я уже забыла, что там где. Сейчас будем искать, как куда пройти. В принципе, ведут. Помню, что делала какой-то ивент и встряла в то, что меня не пускали дальше. Мне пришлось сюда заглядывать. В общем-то, ничего важного не происходило. Вернитесь в бараки. Итак. С момента происшествия в крепости прошло уже некоторое время, и ваш срок заключения подходит к концу. Итак, нас выпускают, да неужели?
Please, sign here. This document will be effective immediately upon signing, and you two may exit the Fortress of Meripede via—
It's been so long since we've been to the surface. Let's hurry up and... Huh?
Ого-го.
What's happening?
Как ты?
I'm fine, thanks. But I wonder
Вообще,
what
когда
that
ты находишься
tremor
под
was
водой,
just
это очень
now.
жутко. А вдруг все прорвет и тебя затопит нафиг? Спросим у герцога. Вдруг там опять вода пошла. Или тортик чего-нибудь там учинил, да? Я, кстати, птичку прокачала. Ну, более-менее, насколько могла. Я ей дала небесный атлас для красоты. Я не знаю, будет ли ей хватать его восстановы. Вот пока что вот как бы без шанса крита и крит урона, чисто, знаете, в силу атаки. Сила атаки получилась 3714. Таланты, вот таланты немножко не добила, потому что что-то отвлеклась, видимо. На книжечке есть, то есть 9-9 у нас будет.
Ah, good to see you two. Is there something you wish to see me about?
Yeah, what was with that earthquake just now?
Ah, that. The tremor didn't originate from the seafloor. In fact, it seems it came from the surface.
Не со дна, поэтому пофигу, да? С поверхности.
Over the years of serving as the warden here, I've developed a sense for distinguishing between what occurs on the surface and what occurs underwater. Besides, the seal that Monsieur Neuvillette set in place won't fail so easily.
So the fortress is okay?
If you recall our last incident, if there really were a problem, there would be crowds of inmates in a panic right now.
Huh, you've got a point. Okay, seems we need to get back up to the surface and ask about what happened. By the way, do you know what day it is today?
I believe today is this month's pipe
День
cleaning day.
прочистки труб.
Wait, seriously?
Сегодня день, когда мы попрощаемся с крепостью.
Ah, yes. Have you completed your release papers?
Yep. It's you two. Are you leaving now? That's right. Today is our last day in prison. But now that Paimon says that, it doesn't feel like we were confined here. It's actually been pretty nice.
Столько людей было готово прийти нам на помощь.
Oh yeah, Paimon feels fond of this place now. Then be sure to come back and visit.
Тогда возвращайтесь. Ну да, ну да. Что-нибудь совершим, вернемся, не волнуйся.
If you've signed the release papers, then you're free to go. The guards will escort you out.
Надо будет Ризли покрутить в
You're
следующий
not
раз, когда
going to
будет.
see us off?
Я его почему-то пропускала.
I knew you'd ask. All right, sure. Let's go.
Well, you actually agreed.
А,
No
потому что была
worries,
Фурина.
You must
Ну
be
да.
busy. Paimon was just joking.
Ah, so you do have a polite side, I see.
After being down here for so long, I imagine you must feel like you're lacking companionship. Shall I come along too?
Так это ни к чему, мы еще встретимся.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll come back to see you. Paimon really likes the cafeteria here.
I hope you won't be here as convicts the next time I see you.
We'll do our best to stay out of trouble. Well, it seems our work in the Fortress of Mirapede is finished. That's the end of another chapter in our journey. We should probably go report to him now. Next up, you're going to see Monsieur Nervillette? Please pass on our kind regards.
I'm sure just your regards will do, no?
I believe it would be the polite thing to do.
You're right. I've heard the palais has been terribly busy these days. Tell him that I hope he hasn't been overwhelmed by the recent string of troubles.
Угу. Отправляйтесь во дворец. Даже так, ну наконец-то мы выбрались из тюрьмы спустя 1000 лет. Даже не помню, когда я проходила тюрьму. Давненько это было.
The Palais Mermonia sure is buzzing with activity today.
Halt! Huh? Oh, it's you two. Apologies. Monsieur Nervillette did say you'd be welcome at any time.
А кого ты тогда задерживала?
Excuse me, would you mind helping me take a look at this report?
I'll be right there. Sorry, I've got my hands full here. You can see yourselves.
Everyone's so busy.
Угу. Все заняты, много всего случилось, говорит Паймон.
Hello. You've come at the right time, but you'll have to wait for just a moment, as there are some urgent matters I must tend to first. In the meantime, please, have a seat. If you'd like to have something to drink, let the Melusine outside know.
That's all right. We just ate.
Very well, then.
Let's take a break over there while we wait for him to finish his work.
All right. That should wrap things up for now.
Are you done with your work?
Yes, sorry to keep you waiting. Today should be the day you were released from the Fortress of Mirapede, and it appears that you've managed to complete all—
That's right. And we came here to see you right away.
A massive whale.
Итак, мы рассказываем про Чайлда. Гигантский кит.
Do you have any idea what that might be?
Что это?
Judging from your description, that cannot have occurred in any ordinary waters.
Похоже на
but rather
первозданное
something
море.
like the primordial sea. A whale of that size and shape cannot usually be found in the waters of Tevat. Therefore, we can only assume that Child is presently immersed in primordial
Предполагаем, что он
seawater.
пребывает в водах первозданного моря. Раз там этот кит.
Immersed in primordial seawater? But how? Is he okay?
Он не из фонтейна, поэтому вода его не растворила.
Most people wouldn't be capable of entering in the first place. I'm not completely sure how he could have gotten there myself.
Не понимаю, как он там очутился. Мы хотели бы кое о чем тебя спросить.
Yes? What is it?
Что это недавно так тряслось?
Ah, right. Paimon felt it too. We asked the Duke and he said it wasn't from underwater, so we figured you might know something about it.
It turns out that I have just received a report about this particular matter. In fact, that's exactly what I was busy with a moment ago. The source of the tremor was here on the surface near Poisson. After the shaking stopped, the water levels in the Poisson area rose at an alarming rate.
The water levels rose? Oh no. What about all the people there?
Уровень воды в Паосоне поднялся. Мгм.
Fortunately, the water levels only rose for a short period of time and have already returned to normal now. If the change in water levels is connected with the leaking primordial seawater, then the situation in Poisson may be much worse than it appears.
Navia should be in Poisson, right? We need to go check on her.
Да, там штаб-квартира Спина де Рассула. Или они правильно читали Спина де Россула. Ну, в общем, мы отправляемся туда, надо проверить. Вода опустилась, но если там первозданное море разлилось, то все плохо.
I would also like to go there as soon as possible, but I'm afraid I can't leave just yet. We must immediately... I'll have to ask you two to go to Poisson first. I'll meet you there to check on the situation once I've...
There's no time to lose. Let's get going.
Мы отправимся, он присоединится
Please
позже.
be careful.
Будьте осторожны. Да нам-то что? Нам ничего не случится. С нами, в смысле. Пойдем на выход. К этому крыле надо поменять. Вот. Пландер. Ей вообще, в принципе, идут эти черные. Ну, сейчас посмотрим. Эти тоже идут очень. Даже, кстати. Эти меньше. Неплохо. Эти, кажется, всем идут, но те были лучше. Вот, крылья Фонтейна. Мне кажется, что они и меньше идут, чем вот эти даже. По-моему, вот эти лучше всех. Она не убилась? Каждый раз забываю, что опускаться так нельзя. Задание начинается, и ты просто падаешь. Что здесь случилось? Здания вокруг выглядят поврежденными. А где люди? И людей нет, они растворились? Нет, не стоит сразу предполагать худшее.
Navia should be around here, right? We need to make sure she's still...
Навия должна быть
We need to
здесь.
check on her.
Ищем ее. Ох, она не разбилась. Отлично.
We haven't seen a single soul all the way here. Oh, this is getting scary.
What will I ever do now?
Look, there's someone on the roof over there.
Just stay put. We're coming up. Watch your balance.
All right, just hurry.
Надеюсь, это не единственный спасшийся.
I'm not young
У меня
anymore.
5 утра, поэтому я
How will I
заговариваюсь.
survive on my own? My Desiree.
Oh, he looks pretty sad.
My leg. How could this have happened? It hurts.
Just hang in there. Help is on the way. You can hold my hand if it makes you feel better.
Главное, живая. Продолжайте искать Нави. Ну вот какая-то жизнь тут еще есть. О, нашли.
Hey, Navia, are you okay?
You're here.
We heard there was a situation in Poisson, so we came as quickly as we could.
Yes. As you can see, the water level suddenly rose. It caused quite the disturbance, in fact.
Demoiselle! There was a wounded resident next to a building southeast of here. We've already transported him to safety, but we've run out of medical supplies.
He's wounded? How badly?
He fell, so it's probably a broken leg. He's pretty shaken up. When the water level rose, he desperately climbed up to the roof. Once the water receded and...
He jumped down then. Find the leader of Squad 1 and tell him to take the wounded resident to see a doctor. He should know where to go.
Understood. I'll take over his search and rescue mission in the meantime.
All right. You'll be in charge. I'm sorry. Where were we?
The situation in Poisson?
Ah, right. Allow me to explain. A little earlier, we suddenly heard a loud noise. At first, everyone thought that something might have exploded on an aquabus. But before we knew it, water started pouring out from everywhere. The rushing water seemed a little odd, almost like the unique color of primordial seawater. Some people didn't realize the danger and thought it was everyone on the street who happened to be close to the water didn't have a chance to escape.
Точно.
Those who realized what was happening started to flee in a panic, desperately trying to get to higher ground. The Spina di Rosula initiated rescue operations as quickly as possible, but there have been a lot of casualties. The water that flooded the area contained primordial seawater, so the lower levels of Poisson are still hazardous. No one knows if this could happen again. All we can do for now is try our best to help evacuate the residents. We still haven't completed the head count, but we'll have some numbers soon.
How awful. And all of this just came out of nowhere.
It was quite frightening indeed. I only wish that everything that just happened was a bad dream.
Вот, куча людей исчезла, пострадала, и вообще вода непредсказуемая, называется, запечатали, да?
Is there any way we can help, Navia?
Мы пришли помочь.
Thank you for being so willing to help in a moment of crisis like this. You don't know how much it means to me.
Кого-то здесь не хватает, да?
Don't say that, Navia. That's what friends are for.
Где Мелус и Сильвер? Ну неужели? Я помню, как я их подозревала.
Demoiselle! We've got a situation here!
I'll be right there. Sorry, I need to go for now.
And off she goes. Seems it might be a while before she can take a break.
Okay, the wounded are being tended to, and we finished a preliminary head count. More support has just arrived, so I suppose I finally have a moment to focus on my own matters. Of course, we should remain ready for anything, and continue doing our best to rescue others. I'll be Traveler. Paimon, would you two accompany me to my father's grave for a moment?
Huh? Right now?
Сейчас как к могиле отца? Серьезно?
Thank you.
Крик чаек, дали ачивку. Вот прям жуткие события происходят. Люди жили, не тужили, и в один момент их смыло. Ох, как всегда, грустная история Геншина. Просто если они знали, что вода начала подниматься, что она опасна для них, почему они вообще в такой низине остались? Мне кажется, что первым делом надо было куда-то повыше переселяться. Тут и горы есть высокие, замечательные, и вообще можно в другую страну свалить, по-моему. Раз все так плохо. Пока не устаканится, как минимум.
Not a lot of people here, huh?
Здесь не слишком людно, да? Мгм.
Well, given the time of day and the whole situation in Poisson, Paimon doesn't think there'd be a ton of people here visiting graves.
Right. That's how things are now. The living are so exhausted that they've no strength to spare any words for the dead.
Navia?
Не сдерживайся.
Navia, what's wrong?
Sorry. I just... Maloose and Silver. They won't ever come back here again. What should I do, Papa?
Huh? What happened to them?
Соболезную твоей утрате.
Everyone agreed on the rescue plan, but still... I was the one who initiated it. They were helping evacuate the residents, but they
Не
couldn't leave
помогали, не
in
успели
time.
вовремя уйти, она их сама туда отправила.
And they were caught in the seawater.
What should we do?
I've known them for so long. And I know they weren't afraid. But I could at least hold a funeral for my father. And I know where he rests. But as for Maloose and Silver, they're just gone.
Everything looks so clean after it rains. Even the gravestones. I didn't expect that you'd enjoy a glass of red wine in front of Master Callus's grave.
I can understand. Besides, the scenery here isn't half bad.
See, it's not just me. I always want to bring something when I visit Papa. Perhaps we might even have a picnic. He wouldn't be angry, would he?
How could Master ever be upset with you, Demoiselle? Yet the cemetery is the home of those who have passed, is it not? Everyone ends up here sooner or later, no matter who you are.
Мрачный Геншин, кошмар какой. А ведь я пропустила Новый год китайский. Сейчас идет ивент, но я пока к нему не приступаю, потому что времени не хватает. Поэтому сегодня у нас будет небольшая серия. Мы немножко посмотрим, когда тут что-то где-то оборвется чуть-чуть, мы притормозим, потом продолжим. Я просто решила начать, иначе не начну никогда.
Buying yourself a plot in advance, are you?
No need yet.
Но все, что происходит, очень печально. Но я уже привыкла и не удивляюсь.
Hey, stop joking around.
I'm quite serious. That way, it'll save us both the trip to see each other whenever you visit your father's grave.
That makes sense. In that case, could I be buried on his other side?
Хотели быть похоронены здесь.
After all, besides you, Demoiselle, the two of us could certainly be considered masters.
Personally, I believe we fill those shoes just fine.
Why are you bringing this up all of a sudden? Seriously. All right. I'll remember your requests.
But I'd really prefer not to talk about this stuff. And what do you mean by saving me a trip? I'd make the journey even if I had to visit you two somewhere else.
I'd promised to let them rest in peace here. But
Я
here I
обещала,
am breaking that promise.
что они смогут упокоиться здесь, но не сдержала обещания. Но можно символические могилы сделать, наверное. Ну что сделаешь, если растворилась? Все. Их весь мир растворяется, считай. Какая-то жесть.
I'm sorry for letting you see me in a mess like this. I don't usually cry, really.
Paimon doesn't know how to help you feel better. But, well, she understands how you feel.
I had always thought I could make my wishes come true. But now that I think about it, that never solely relied on me. Malus and Silver have helped me so much. But by contrast, I could do nothing for them. I'm so sorry.
You can spend as much time as you need here, Navia. We'll stay with you.
Да, мы здесь ради тебя.
Thank you. Right now, you don't know how much that means. By the way, you can have a look at this. It's
Obena, Khan, Burnett, Giverny, Francine, Karina, Daisy Ray, Joinville, Jolienne, Esson, as well as Malus and Silver. So, everyone else is safe. But
Не так
still...
плохо. Ну, как тебе сказать, Паймон?
It's okay. I know what you're thinking. And you're right. We lost Malus and Silver. But the overall outcome indicates that the cost was worth it.
Ни одна жертва не оправдана.
Right. Don't think that way, Navia. One person might be saved at the expense of another, sure, but that isn't something we should ever consider a trade. Malus and Silver were not the price for saving anyone. They're heroes.
You're right. Thank you, Paimon. What you said just now was pretty amazing, actually.
Oh, really?
Seems you've become more eloquent in the time since we last met.
Обалдеть, Арлекина здесь откуда?
The knave? What are you doing here?
Последнее, что я ожидала.
Well on your side?
С вашей стороны все идет по плану, вегана наехала.
Yes, my people are carrying out the mission according to your request. All the residents of Poisson have been evacuated, and we're preparing to relocate them.
Нет, они друг другу помогают. Я думала, она наехала, типа... Ну, в общем, я думаю, вы поняли, что я имею в виду. Ну ладно, хорошо, что они работают вместе.
As for these supplies, we have everything taken care of. There is no need to worry.
Thank you very much.
Wait, do you two know each other?
Вы знакомы? Я тоже поражена.
We just met recently. Right, Miss Navia?
Usually, I would call this a coincidental encounter. But that doesn't quite fit this time. Besides, it never even crossed my mind that a Fatui Harbinger would come looking for me.
Меня мучают подозрения. Зачем она ее прямо разыскивала?
Thanks to the knave, Spina di Rosula received generous support from the Fatui, which allowed us to complete the rescue and evacuation work so quickly.
Спасательные работы и эвакуация.
Mutual aid is essential to fostering positive developments. We were already in the area, in any case, so it was nothing. That said, I must say that you're a lot sharper than you let on. I'm sure you understand what I mean.
Что она говорит, вы куда хитроумнее, чем кажетесь. Уверена, вы понимаете, о чем я. Я не понимаю, о чем он. Тут стоит, плачет о своих людях, а она тут вот с этим вот вы хитроумнее. Что за намеки?
I apologize for all the ways in which I tested you
Она ее
previously.
испытывала.
We've never worked with a Fatui before, and it's extremely important for us to know who we're working with.
Ох, интригите.
My subordinates have reported that Fatui soldiers have been observing water levels and taking head counts in various locations. I hear that they've also prepared a large amount of emergency supplies. I'm quite surprised.
This is nothing to brag about, nor do I intend to. It is simply the way of powerful organizations to act forcefully, whether they are doing good or ill. As I've told this traveler before, I know of the prophecy, and I intend to prevent the impending disaster.
Она хочет остановить катастрофу. Я уже подзабыла, что там было, честно говоря. Ну да.
Lending your organization a hand was a natural first step in accomplishing that. As such, do not be troubled by this token of our sincerity. Perhaps one day, you'll also be able to help me in the same way.
Она себе союзников просто подбирает таким образом, видимо.
Without your help, there would have been many more casualties. I won't forget your kindness.
Furthermore, I sincerely regret what happened to Malus and Silver. I only wish that my people could have arrived a little earlier to prevent this from happening.
Don't say that. You and your subordinates did everything you could. As Paimon said, Malus and Silver didn't choose to sacrifice themselves for any specific person. And they weren't the price paid for others' salvation. They chose to become heroes themselves. I've never liked hearing people put it that way. It's like trying to relieve pain by saying some noble-sounding words. But right now, there's nothing more suitable. They really did become heroes.
You're right. I'm sorry for your loss, Miss Navia. Water is life to Fontaine's people, and it also spells disaster. It's no wonder that people always say that prophecies represent fate. Fortunately, I've never been one for such opinions.
So, you're one who will try to change fate then?
Of course. That is why I'm going to Hotel Bouffe de Thé. I still have some things to take care of, and the children need my attention. By the way, Traveler, Paimon, one more thing.
Угу. Вот она и к нам подкатила.
Alright, then we'll just... Huh? This isn't right. Paimon thought you would ask us to walk with you for a moment so you could tell us something in private.
That is a clever and useful conversation technique, which I do like to use when necessary. But there's no need today. It would not hurt to have Miss Navia listening in. Traveler, I'm sure you remember that I said we could work together when we had the chance. You and I both know that there may be issues with the Primordial Sea. Previously, it was the Fortress of Maripede's sluice gate, and this time it was the water levels in Poisson. These are both signals.
Настало время для совместных действий.
Indeed. Allow me to share the latest intel I've received from the House of the Hearth's intelligence network with you. During some recent investigations, a child claimed to have discovered some ruins near Poisson. The ruins date back to ancient times and seem to be worth
Они нашли здесь
investigating
где-то
in
руины.
many ways.
Poisson.
Judging by the dating of the ruins, they may be related to the prophecy and the
Руины
coming
могут быть связаны с
crisis.
пророчеством
The
и грядущей
situation is
бедой.
becoming more urgent.
Наконец-то
So
по
any
делу.
pertinent
Теперь
information will prove extremely precious.
большая
My
ценность.
people initially came to prepare for ruin exploration.
Люди явились сюда для исследования руин, а потом случилась беда. Они поди там чего-нибудь пошевелили. Сейчас мы направляем усилия в первую очередь на спасение жителей. Ну-ну. Сами накосячили? Знаю я вас.
So that's why the Fatui were
Так
already
вот
in
почему вы
Poisson.
оказались в Поссоне. Я бы сразу подумала о том, что вы там что-то задели. Но все равно тут как бы у них ситуация такая, они прям на вулкане сидят. То есть в любой момент, это же вода. Вода всегда просочится.
I wanted to take the children along, but unfortunately, Linny, Lynette, and Fremine have all been dispatched to higher ground to assist affected residents. Linny told me that outside of the house, the person they trust most is you.
Угу. Мы заслужили их доверие.
Which is why I want to give you this task.
Разве можно доверять чужаку?
The House of the Hearth's members see each other as family, but Linny, Lynette, and Fremine said that they also see you as such, even though you are not from the house. I'm sure you already understand how earnest they consider their friendship with you to be.
Это она сейчас нами манипулирует, давит на жалость, типа, они-то тебя считают семьей, а ты? Нет, не нравится. Я не переношу манипуляции в свой адрес.
The intel I just shared about the ruins could fetch a high price. But since the children consider you family, it's only natural that I freely share it with you.
Got it! So all we gotta do is go to some ruins, right? We can handle
Мы
that.
сразу такие, о, круто, мы семья, сейчас мы все для них сделаем. Так, ну ладно, мы справимся.
Excuse me, but may I tag along?
You wish to join, Miss Navia?
But are you sure you're up to exploring some ruins? You need to rest.
Well, I'm sad, yes. But I can't just go back and plop myself into a chair by the roadside and do nothing. There's no point in being depressed while we still have a disaster on our hands. As my father's successor, I must live up to the hopes he had in me. Besides, I'm also doing this for myself. I need something, a distraction, to keep my mind off Malus and Silver.
Угу. В общем, девочка хочет отвлечься от мрачных дум и идет с нами. Нави сильная, но сейчас ей не стоит оставаться одной. Мы вполне можем побыть с ней рядом, если отправимся в руины вместе.
Since you put it that way, I have no objections.
Мы
What do
идем...
you say, traveler?
Да, мы идем вместе, почему нет?
All right. The ruins are
В
to
любом
the
случае,
south
я ей
of
доверяю
Mosul.
больше, чем тебе.
Here's the map.
Она дала нам карту.
Okay, the three of us will handle it.
В путь. Ага. Любая встреча — это расставание. Направляйтесь в руины.
So, are these the ruins the knave was talking about? Whoa, talk about old.
They seem to be pretty ancient, all right.
Кто-то тоже не спит.
Let's go in and have a look.
Just be careful.
Так, скрытая земля. Одиночный режим. Надо команду правильно только взять. Ну, не знаю, давай вот этих ребяток возьмем. Готовая команда стоит. Пусть идут, разбираются. Так, обыщите руины. Угу. Вода как вода. О, хиличурли.
Solidify! I will have order!
Yoo-hoo! Let me weave you a verse. Rain outlines your fate.
Кажется, что он говорит Додако.
Body and mind.
Ой-ой-ой. Вот провалились. Вроде там ничего внизу нет.
This place has also been contaminated by primordial seawater.
Они привели сюда, принесли, хотел сказать. Нави, это же опасно.
Yeah. And a lot of it, too. A Fontanian would most likely dissolve the moment they fell in.
Нави, тебе надо вернуться в безопасное место.
Right! You can't go down if there's primordial seawater. It's too dangerous, and it won't be any help for you to just stay here. Don't get Paimon wrong. We're not saying you're useless. It's just that...
No, you're right. I can't do anything in this situation. I'll leave this to you.
Если судить по рельефу, пути назад может и не быть. Угу.
That complicates things.
Это все усложняет.
Maybe the only way left is
Идем
forward.
вперед, а куда в воду?
In that case, do you want to wait for us here?
The water levels here are unstable, and there's a chance the water will rise. So staying here wouldn't be safe either. I'll go together with you. Perhaps we'll find the exit just up ahead.
Угу, другого выбора нет.
All right. Come with us for now then.
Придется тащить ее с собой.
Careful.
Ну, я реально теперь нервничаю. Я понимаю, что наша героиня не растворится, но, ё-моё, неприятно.
Oh no, it's a dead end. Let's try climbing over from the side.
А я-то могу прыгнуть? Вот, ну, мне интересно. Ладно. Я попробую. Пшеница и капуста. Ох. Красиво. Ну, какой-то кубик вращается. Какая-то энергия здесь есть. Меня опять перезагрузили. А зачем? Я же воду не сделала. А? Мультик. Мультики очень красивые в игре. Поэтому мне нравится. Нет. Наконец-то Итер разговаривает. Это приятно. Нет. Что?
Demoiselle.
Что? Надеюсь, они не в иномирии? Их поди просто куда-то переносит, наверное, всех. Их не растворяет, а переносит. Типа в какую-нибудь изнанку. Прямо с телом.
Demoiselle, what are you doing here by yourself? Would you be standing here till dark if I hadn't come to get you?
Maybe she just wants some time to herself, Malus.
Oh, was I sleeping?
Yes, it would appear so.
I must be tired.
That's quite possible. However, you were the one that suggested we go out for a walk.
Oh, right. I nearly forgot. It must have slipped my mind when I dozed off. I haven't had a nap today yet. This is a familiar feeling, yet something's a little
Такое ощущение, но
strange.
что-то не так, но что-то она подозревает.
Is something the
Но она
matter,
забыла.
Demoiselle?
Oh, no, I'm fine.
Она забыла, что их нет, что она сама только что плюхнулась в воду.
I was just trying to recall why we came out for a walk.
Do you remember Mr. Giverny? He'd requested our help before with foreign merchants who had a debt dispute with him, and we'd resolved the matter not long ago.
We were headed to see how things were going with him at the moment.
Ah, right. Yes.
Oh, Miss Navia. Ah, Mr. Malus. And Mr. Silver, too. It's good to see all of you.
How have you been?
I've been great. Thanks to your help, those bothersome merchants finally realized that I wasn't the one they were looking for. Why, I wasn't even the guarantor for that person. They were knocking at my door day and night. Even my neighbor, Obina, was getting fed up.
Sometimes force is required to calm someone down and get them to listen to what you have to say.
That's right. Oh, by the way, Burnett, what was it that you wanted to give to Miss Navia again?
Oh, yes. One moment, I have it right. Miss Navia, these are some flower seeds that I prepared. Please take them. They're a very good variety, and they'll become very big and
Все
beautiful
таинственно и
once they
загадочно.
bloom.
Очень интересно.
I don't know what we would have done without your help, so this is a little token of our appreciation.
Ah, did you cultivate them yourself? Thank you so much. I'll certainly take them. Maloose, we do still have some empty flower pots at home, right?
Why, we can have as many pots as you'd like, demoiselle.
Perfect. In that case, we'll swap out some of the decorative plants for some of Mrs. Burnett's flowers.
Very well.
Wait. Something seems to be off here. Excuse me, madam. If I'm not mistaken, your name is Burnett, correct?
That's right. Is something wrong?
No, it's nothing. This is the first time we've ever met, but your name seemed familiar to me.
Это отец ее искал,
I
да?
must have heard it when I was discussing things with
После
your husband
затопления.
previously. I've heard this name before. Sometime recently, I'm
У него
sure
все
of it.
вылетело из головы, что было последнее.
And why are there so few people around here?
Тут только те,
Where did
кто
everyone go?
пострадал, получается.
We must mind the time, demoiselle. We still have important things to attend to today.
Huh? We do? Like what?
Well, now, did you forget?
Miss Navia, here you are. I've been looking for you. Please,
Melissa.
come to the Opera House. Your trial is about to begin.
Ваш процесс скоро начнется. Подожди, какой процесс?
My trial? Wait, why would I need to go to the opera house?
Yes, she's right, demoiselle. It's just about time now, so...
Oh?
Все как во сне.
All right then.
Ладно, какой-то процесс, пойдем. Нифига непонятно, но очень интересно. Где они находятся? Чистилище какое-то, что ли?
Look, it's Navia. She's here.
Вот и Нави, она пришла.
And her two attendants are with her.
Жалин, я просто не помню, эти имена разве были там, где
Everyone's finally here.
мы зачитывали растворившихся, мне кажется. Жальен была.
There sure are a lot of people here to see the trial. And they all seem to be oddly
Некоторые люди мне
excited about
знакомы.
something.
Мгм.
Karina, Desiree,
Вспомнишь ли, да, это те самые имена.
Julian, Essen. Why are so many people here? And why do I have no recollection of this case? And as for the judge... huh? Where's Mr.
Суд
Neuvillette?
без судьи, потрясающе, да? Вот мне было интересно как раз, что будет там. Ее туда посадят или
Please
что?
sit in the defendant's seat. Don't
Подсудимый.
worry, Silver
Ага.
and I shall accompany.
All right. But are you sure you can stand behind me?
Typically, it wouldn't be allowed, but today is an exception.
Hey, what kind of place do they think this is?
Come on. Do they have any idea what they're doing?
Seriously.
Enough with the whispering! Could someone please tell me where Monsieur Neuvillette is? And
My dear Miss Navia, have you not yet realized what you've done? In that case, allow me to explain. As all here know, you are Master Callus's successor, the head of the Spina di Rosula, someone held in high regard by every soul in Poisson. After you took over the Spina, you treated all of us just like the late Master Callus had. Not only you, but your butler, your subordinates, nearly everyone in the Spina di Rosula fought for the well-being of those in Poisson.
wait a moment. Aren't you just proving that I'm a good person?
Так, в общем, сейчас ее хвалят. Говорят, вы всегда помогали, ваши люди нам всегда помогали. Выходит, я замечательный человек.
Yes, correct.
Да.
Absolutely.
И поэтому мы вас судим.
And that is why you
Вы
stand
помогли стольким
accused.
жителям.
You have helped so many. We are one big family. All of us who are from Poisson,
Вы нам так важны.
inextricably linked.
Мы просто не можем вас
You being
лишиться.
so important.
В смысле, вы хотите утянуть меня с собой? Ну, в смысле, ее.
Therefore, this fair and honorable court shall declare you guilty
Поэтому суд признает вас виновной, и вы останетесь с нами навсегда. Это призраки, которые ее утягивают. Это как, знаете, хоррор был, киношка. «Темная вода» или как-то так назывался. Японская версия была и американская. Там тоже девочка-призрак была. Она просто пыталась с собой утянуть. Вот, как бы таких много фильмов было. Они серьезно просто утягивают с собой. Что ты такое говоришь? Я хочу быть с вами, но зачем нужен суд?
If that's what you think, then I have no further comments.
How wonderful, Miss
Мы
Navia!
так рады. Я знаю всех этих людей. Почему они смеются?
Why are they laughing?
I seem to remember now.
Теперь я вспомнил этот процесс.
Just a moment.
Так
This isn't
нельзя.
right.
Малюс.
What was that, Mr. Malus? Our conclusion is very clear and unanimous. Let the court judge her now. She's guilty.
Stay here, Navia. You're one of us.
Нави, останься с нами, ты одна из нас. В общем, они пытаются ее удержать здесь. Милус, кажется, что-то припоминает, и он понимает, что так не должно быть.
Demoiselle, don't admit guilt. This trial means to keep you here forever.
Они хотят оставить вас здесь навечно. Сильвер тоже спасает нас.
I wish to exercise my right to defend Our Lady. Mistress Ronville, you only know of Navia's goodness, but nothing of her utterly independent mind.
She was born a free and independent spirit. She has never been tied down by anything. Indeed, even the death of Master Callus couldn't
Она
stop her.
независима, и даже смерть отца не смогла обуздать ее вольную душу. И что?
Her actions cannot serve as proof that she identifies herself as part of any group. She merely acted as an individual,
Она отдельная
extending
личность.
her hand to help others. Please do not mistake her actions as being otherwise.
Не заблуждайтесь насчет ее мотивов.
Really? As an individual, you say? Don't forget, we are all Fontanians here. This is the nation of justice. Even if Miss Navia only voluntarily rendered her assistance, that doesn't change the
Ее
fact that her
прекрасная душа все равно
beautiful
должна
soul
слиться с
must
нашими.
return to everyone.
Вода вбирает
Water
все в себя
accepts
и растворяет
all,
без остатка.
blends with all.
Вода примет ее
It will
доброту.
surely accept her kindness.
Почему они хотят меня растворить? Ну, в смысле, ее.
Everything is measured here in the nation of Hydro, and in the end, everyone shall
Все
melt
сольются
together.
воедино.
Thus, now I speak for everyone.
Наше
Our
мнение
opinion
едино.
is consistent. Navia should stay.
We and you
Мы одно
would call
целое.
this justice?
Это ваша справедливость. Смешно.
You are merely
Вы
jealous that
завидуете ее
Demoiselle still has
свободе.
a chance. Have you forgotten how much you all want?
Do you mean to defy our justice?
If your justice is flawed, then why should we acknowledge it?
As you said, we
Ваше
can
правосудие
also
ложь.
have our own justice.
Мы будем защищать
Silver and I shall
Нави.
defend, and that is how we will.
My head,
Как болит голова.
it hurts.
И она не думает, да что какая-то хрень творится.
Demoiselle.
Демуазель.
Silver, it hurts.
Мне плохо.
My head is spinning. I remember now. Everything that seemed odd
Я
from the
вспомнила,
very
все казалось
beginning.
странным.
Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen, and Mr. Giverny and Mrs. Burnett, who we met earlier. Even Malus and Silver.
Они все
I don't want to
мертвы.
admit it, but they're all dead.
Я такая, где я, да? Ну да, и где ты? Вот где ты, по твоему мнению? Мне
Don't be
интересно.
afraid, and don't admit guilt. We will protect you to the very end.
Absurd! Who are you to say that she cannot be judged? We are the majority, and in the nation of trials, the majority is absolute justice.
Неужели её как-то можно...
Will of all.
Неужели как-то можно не дать ей раствориться? Вот мне просто интересно. Что там делает сейчас Скай? Ну, в смысле, Итер.
Don't let them escape! We shall keep Navia here with us!
Mr. Malus and Mr. Silver, must you be so stubborn? How could the two of you possibly hope to stand against the collective? Do not resist. This judgment is fair and just. Navia belongs to us. After all that happened, she should not be left alone in Poisson.
Это даже не призраки, это океаниды какие-то.
What are you saying? No more excuses.
He says we're jealous. Jealous? How could she possibly be an independent individual?
What's with these people? Who's jealous of her?
She belongs to us.
Miss... not... Silence.
Требую тишины. Откуда здесь Нёв? Ну, не настоящий, наверное. Или настоящий, он ее спас? Что?
Monsieur Neuvillette!
Such commotion is prohibited in the court. The accusations you just presented are nonsense and cannot constitute a proper trial. The court will adjourn for the rest of the day. In this, I shall hear no objections from any unauthorized party.
Кстати, слушайте, Нёв умеет управлять водой. Ведь есть шанс, если человека только макнуть, и он еще не успел раствориться, возможно, он может его резко осушить или выкачать с него воду. Может быть, он именно это делает в реальности сейчас. То есть, ну, чисто так, знаете, бац, и одним мановением руки снял с нее всю эту воду, которая для нее ядовита, опасна.
Thanks, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Please leave with me, Miss Navia, while there is still time.
За мной. Да, он ее спасает.
Go on now, mademoiselle.
This is your only chance to leave this place.
Malus.
My apologies. I couldn't resist making one little joke once I realized that this...
Malus. Silver.
Quickly, you must come now.
Goodbye, mademoiselle.
Farewell.
No, wait! Just a second!
Жива.
You're awake. Good.
I must have been dreaming. Malus and Silver were still alive, and they were defending me at some insane trial.
It looks like you're all right.
Did all the sad feelings cause you to have a nightmare? Paimon could give you a hug.
The ruins you were exploring suffered a cave-in. When I arrived, I found you falling toward the water. You were just about to be dissolved within.
Еще секунда, она растворилась бы там без остатка, но я... Да, он реально выкачал с нее воду. Потрясающе.
I think I saw two oceanids protecting.
Я увидела силуэты двух океанидов, которые не дали тебе упасть в воду. О, они ее держали. Это видение продлилось недолго, какие-то доли секунды, но я успел тебя подхватить. Они удержали до последнего. Если бы не они, твое сознание рассеялось бы. Я бы не смог тебя спасти. Все жители Фонтейна превращаются в океанидов после смерти. Вот что мы узнали из этого приключения. Ну, по крайней мере, если попадают в эту воду. У них там какой-то свой мир. Ну, в общем и целом, не то чтобы это прям плохо. У них какое-то коллективное, сознательное. Не знаю, как муравьи.
Wait, did you say oceanids? You mean like what happened with Vache?
Значит, растворенные люди превращаются в океанидов?
Perhaps those two oceanids were the people you saw in your dream.
Наверное, их ты видела во сне.
I always told them that they didn't have to protect me. To think that they'd keep doing so even after death.
Они продолжали оберегать меня даже после смерти.
Please come with me.
За мной.
Neuvillette, are you okay?
Oh, I am quite all right. Perhaps there's something.
Что за диалоги такие? Скай, давай отойдем в уголок. Ты в порядке? Ну, не знаю, может, поболтаем о том и сём. А зачем ты позвал? Ох, боже мой.
Oh, Paimon knows. You're the type who feels awkward when there's nothing to talk about, right?
I merely thought that we should give Navia some time to herself.
Ну вот, я подумал, что Нави стоит побыть немного наедине с собой. Мог бы сразу это сказать, а не вот то выдавать, что только что выдал. Божечки. Ладно, неважно, я придираюсь, я знаю.
Why didn't you just say so then? Don't Don't you think it's even more awkward to call us over like this and then have nothing to
Пайман
talk
также
about?
подумала.
I suppose so.
Кстати, Сиджвин просила передать тебе привет.
Ah, Sijwin. I hope all is well with her these days. Her work in the fortress of Meropide has not been too much for her, has it?
No way, don't worry. She's doing fine down there. She's an amazing head nurse.
I see. Well, that is good. I have always worried that Sijwin would need a lot of time to understand the world of humanity, just as I have.
Oh, and the Duke also says hi. Even though Sijwin made him do that. He hopes that you haven't been overwhelmed by all that's happened lately.
Thank you. I have indeed been busy lately, and I also hope that everything is going well in the fortress of Meropide.
He still doesn't know what to talk about. Let's chat about something else then.
Поговорим о чем-нибудь еще. Давай, Пайман, ты же у нас эксперт по разговорам.
So, Neverlet, you're probably quite the swimmer, huh?
Ты отлично плаваешь, да? Конечно.
This isn't going anywhere.
Другую тему.
Let's try something
Как
else.
тебе удалось обнаружить руины? Слуга тебе подсказала?
Yes, in fact.
Да.
I had arranged to meet you in Poisson, but when I arrived, I discovered that the Fatui were... Amid my astonishment, I ran into the nave, and we had a chat.
Она сказала, что попросила вас исследовать руины.
Yeah, we originally planned to meet up with you, but we thought you might still be busy with all those official documents. Weird.
Надеюсь, Навия скоро оправится от горя. Ох.
I'm sorry to have kept you all waiting like that. I'm feeling much better now.
Ладно, идем
Guess we
дальше.
should get going again. Will you come with us, Monsieur Neuvillette?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind my company.
Хочу посмотреть, что тут.
All right, another one joins the party. Let's get going then.
Ну, ничего нет, зря оббегаю. Любопытство он такое, вы знаете. Келечуру, привет.
Stabilize.
Shower me with the ring cutter. No, my sword.
Можно Йому даже не использовать. Уже умер. То есть я могла через него даже не проходить. Там ни сундука не было, ничего. Я эту лестницу и так видела. Ой. Ой. Нет. Я сейчас упаду. Я застряла. Ой, получилось. Привет, ребята.
This is order. Solidify.
Нет. Так, стоп. У меня выносливости нет. Вот это вроде не ломается. У меня геймпад начал ломаться, вот что меня пугает. Левый стик шалит.
I will have order. Gather.
Let me weave you a verse.
Лифт. Потрясающе. Постоянно везде находим всякие древние технологии, которые умудряются работать спустя столько времени. Там еще примерно то же самое.
Looks like we've reached the end.
This is the place. There should not be any other hidden spaces in the vicinity.
The path sure had some twists and turns, but it turns out that this place isn't actually that big.
На стенах что-то есть.
Stone slates. It seems like they were put here as an offering. Could we take them down and
О,
have
про
a look?
Фурину что там?
Perhaps we should just leave them be for now.
There are 4 locations in total, but only 3 stone slates. The slate that should be in the first empty spot is missing.
The surrounding walls also show signs of damage.
There's something written below. Let Paimon see. Reason dictates that this nation be destroyed. I shall record the history of its future here in its past. Say what?
Это государство должно быть стерто с лица земли. Я запишу историю его будущего в прошлом.
It feels like someone left these slates and these words here for a purpose. But does he mean that Fontaine should be destroyed?
That would fit the circumstances dictated by the prophecy, yes. Indeed, the slate's contents correspond to it. Take the second slate, for example.
There's a person kneeling here. She seems so dedicated. And there's a whole bunch of other people behind her doing the same. She's facing this... what is this?
Остров посреди неба. Знакомая история.
And is that Lady Farina in the third image? Did the
Архон попала в
Hydro-Archon
воду.
fall into the water?
And is that a ring of people around her? Paimon doesn't quite get it. Are they all in the water?
The fourth image. I know this one. This exactly matches the content of the prophecy.
The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro-Archon will remain,
Все люди
weeping on her throne.
растворятся в воде, и только Гидроархонт останется тихо плакать на своем троне. Очень похоже на пророчество.
More information should be hidden in these slates, but I fear I cannot easily uncover it.
В изображениях доп. Информации, но нужна первая плита.
Don't blame yourself, Monsieur Neuvillette. Deciphering ancient...
Ooh, Paimon's getting the chills just looking at these slates. This says that it's the history of the future, right? That means the prophecy's sure to come true.
I really hope it doesn't mean that.
Still, Paimon feels like these images are kind of weird when you look at them together.
Если смотреть на рисунки друг за другом, что-то не складывается. Ну, то есть там же написано про будущее и прошлое. Их менять местами, наверное, надо. Последовательность на третьем и четвертом нарушена.
That's right! If the images are in chronological order, shouldn't the fourth, the waters drowning Fontaine, come before the third, where the Hydro-Archon herself falls into the water?
And yet the order is reversed here.
Второй рисунок тоже вызывает вопрос. Какой грех замаливают все эти люди?
If we go by timing, Lady Farina only emerges in the third image. That means that the person in the second image might be the previous Hydro-Archon.
Egeria, then. I had never met her, but her appearance here does match the records.
То есть это предыдущий Гидроархонт. Ага.
The previous Archon kneeling before the floating island in the skies, as if confessing a sin.
Did she herself commit that sin? And if not,
Why would she be in such a posture? Also, I'm still wondering why these ancient stone slates are here at all. Judging from their contents, could this place be the origin of the prophecy?
But who would have created these slates and left these words here?
It seems that any further clues will have to come from Farina.
Похоже, остальные зацепки нужно искать у Фурины. Серьезно?
In that case, there's no time to lose. There's nothing else to be gained here, so
Нам
let's
пора
head back
возвращаться.
first.
Yeah, we better get somewhere safe for now.
Да, вернемся в безопасное место. Как они будут вылезать? На самом деле сейчас не так важно, кто создал эти плиты. Важнее понять, правдиво ли пророчество. Ну, плюс сундук. Ну, вообще... Ну, такое.
Let's split up here. I'm going to check on what's happening with the Spina. You know how it is. There's some things you just need to be there
Давайте
for
разделимся. Я
yourself.
проверю, как у моих дела, а вы идите по своим делам.
You still have energy for that, Navia? Paimon.
Just head back to the Fluvsandra and have a rest then. Thanks for keeping me company all this time.
I'll depart as well.
Мне
Thanks for
тоже
your
пора.
hard work today.
Спасибо
Rest well,
за труд.
everyone.
Отдыхайте, набирайте сил.
Traveler, I will go talk to Farina tomorrow morning to ask about
Завтра
the stone
расспросим
slates.
Фурину.
I'm sure that you're concerned about this matter as well. If you have time, drop by my office.
Are you really gonna talk to her about this directly? Will that be a problem?
Собираешься спросить ее прямо?
Paimon's getting a little scared.
Думаешь, все будет в порядке?
She has long been harboring secrets. and
Она
will
слишком
not
долго
give them up
хранит свои
easily,
секреты.
which makes it all the more my duty to ensure that she understands the
Значит, мой
present
долг открыть ей
situation.
глаза на реальное положение дел.
Alright, we'll leave it in your hands then. You're probably the best person to talk to.
I will be carefully considering my
Сегодня
words
вечером
tonight.
я тщательно обдумаю свою речь.
Traveler, Paimon, our safe house at the Fluvsandra is always open to you, as ever. All right. I'll be on my way then.
До встречи. Мгм. Ну вот, на этом мы будем стопать. Я вот и планировала пройти примерно часик. Если мне дадут, конечно. Наконец мы вернулись.
Welcome back. We've got a special menu prepared for you two tonight.
Yay! And there's good food too! Navia, no, the boss is the best.
Паймон, ты тоже здорово потрудилась.
Ooh, dessert.
Вкуснятина.
These are all Paimons.
Как им в канализации не стрёмно сидеть? Это же тоже очень низкий уровень. Ну, то есть, блин, хочется куда-то в горы залезть, в конце-то концов, все затапливает.
Paimon's already starting to forget what happened today.
Мона? Что?
Oh, that voice. Is that who I think it is?
Huh?
It's you two. What are you doing in Fontaine?
Обалдеть. Мону я тоже здесь не ожидала увидеть. Госпожа Мигстус.
Seriously, nobody just uses a scry glass whenever they've got time to just see who they'll meet on the road.
Still, we didn't expect to see you here. Wait, you're not a Fontanian, are you, Mona?
Well, I have some business to attend to here, so I booked a hotel in the city. I was just out for a stroll when I bumped into you. Why did you think I was from Fontaine, though? Is that because Magistus doesn't sound much like a Mondstatter surname?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Well, I used to have my own surname, which was, well, some other thing. Either way, the old hag told me when she took me as her disciple that the first step to be... There was nothing for it, really. She really is amazing at astrology, so I changed my name to what it is now according to her wishes. To my...
It isn't?
Серьезно? Ей сменили фамилию.
Nope. Although it is used by us in place of surnames, it generally just means great.
И она шуткует. Мегистус означает «великий».
Wow! Imagine including a boast in your name.
I reckon so. In any case, I'd give my disciple a name like this as well, if I were to take one.
Могу я узнать, как зовут твою наставницу?
Astromancer Barbeloth Trismegistus.
Астромат, Барбилот, Трисмегистус. Ух.
Whoa, that's a long one. Does it also mean great or something?
My name means Mona the Great Astrologist. As for the old hag, hers is, in plain speech, the thrice as great scholar of the stars. Just take it as a title specific to astrologists.
Thrice as great? That's so petty.
I know, right? That's just how she is. She used to call herself Magistus, actually, but...
Talk about excessive.
Magistus is thus the calling card of our school, so to speak, which makes it about the same as a surname. It's all right if you don't get it. You can look into it further should you need to study astrology more deeply.
Трижды непобедимый путешественник или трижды обжорливая Пайман. Да. Нормально.
But anyway, you're not Fontanian, are you, Mona? You're from Mondstadt, right?
Well, I was born in Mondstadt, yes. My parents migrated to Dorman Port, and I traveled with the old hag for a while.
Oh, that's a good thing then. At least we know you won't be dissolved by
О,
Fontain's
выдохнули.
waters.
Мона Манштатка.
Speaking of that, I'm sure you're aware that a bunch of things have happened here in Fontaine, right? There's something ominous about it. Well, the water, I mean.
Мон, ты прибыла в Фонтейн из-за пророчества?
That was the main reason, yes.
Да, это главная
Just a
причина.
while back, the Steambird invited me to take part in a panel and speak about the circulation of the prophecy as an astrologist. The invitation was sent quite early on. I don't think anyone expected Fontaine to be in this much trouble.
What do you make of that prophecy, Mona? Just tell us what you think as an astrologist. Your word would go a long way to make things more certain and less scary.
What I can tell you is that I'm an astrologist, and that this prophecy concerns the fate of Fontaine, even that of Ultivat. Ascertaining this is akin to reading the fortune of... I'm afraid that this is not something that just anyone can do. If I could do it, you would no longer call me an astrologist, but a visionary. But on the flip side, the prophecy is so huge and powerful that it must surely come from a powerful visionary. Its contents involve the fate of the world.
A visionary? Sounds really powerful and all, but does such a person really exist?
Of course. The old hag could do it, and I'd bet there are others amongst those Hexenzirkel colleagues of hers who could do something similar.
А, ты можешь познакомить меня со своей наставницей? Ты уверен? А что? Ладно.
All right, I'll help you. It isn't often that I see you with such a serious look on your face. I'll tell you once I hear back from her.
Thanks, Mona. You're amazing as always.
Oh, well, this is something only I can do after all.
That's the greatest of astrologists for you. Of all the people we know, you know the stars the best.
Indeed, indeed. That's the...
Oh, sorry. I came to see what all the commotion was about. If there's anything you need, do not hesitate to inform the Spina di Rosula.
Oh, whoops. Guess we were getting a little too carried away there. Well, I'll go tend to my own business now. If I receive any news, I'll be sure to come find you two again.
And there she goes, quick as rushing water. And here we are with the Spina guy giving us suspicious looks.
Ладно, мы и правда расшумелись. Да ладно, подумаешь, поговорили. В другой раз не кричи так громко. Все свалим на Пайман.
If Paimon hadn't spoken for you, it'd be you getting all the weird looks. The thing Paimon does for you.
Серьезно? Если бы не Пайман, эти косые взгляды были бы обращены на тебя. Пайман так старается, а ты? Я ценю. Спасибо тебе, Пайман.
That's more like it.
Мне не нравится, что перерывов не дают. Дайте хотя бы самому выбрать, когда задание продолжится.
Paimon's still feeling kind of sleepy. But it's time to get up, traveler. We agreed to go see Neuvillette, so let's pack it up and get going.
Пожалуйста, не надо сразу к Неву. Отлично, вот, все замечательно. 174 камешка. Крутим. Я кручу оружейный баннер нынче, потому что у меня есть и птичка, и и девочка Нахида. В общем, все есть, нужна оружка. Единственное, что я до этого крутила оружку, но я уже рассказывала. И как бы у меня теперь, блин, R3, громовой пульс вместо чего-то путного. Я вообще подозреваю, что мне какая-нибудь сось выпадет, если я докручу. Откручено уже сколько? Но я все равно буду крутить, потому что... А почему нет, собственно? Я в следующем баннере-то особо ничего не хочу. Я покручу здесь. Если здесь ничего не выпадет, покручу в следующем. Может быть, выпадет люстра для лисы. Вот. Здесь у меня откручено уже сколько? 20, 25. 25. По-моему, это была 26-я. Ну вот как-то так. Ну и все. К Нёву отправимся в следующий раз. Я начала, это самое главное. Значит, я продолжу, и уже так много не будет. Мне вот не нравится... Вот видите, геймпад сломался. Это вот не я это делаю. Реально сломался. Печально. Вот идет налево. Ну вот почему, Джон, не иди налево. Не надо. Пожалуйста. Ладно. Всем спасибо за внимание, спасибо за просмотр. С вами была Элис Джей. Ставьте лайки, подписывайтесь. У нас есть Дискорд. Не забывайте про это. А я ушла отдыхать. Пока-пока.
Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth, and those that come across Lior tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle.